Hi, everybody. This is Bridging Frequencies podcast, and this is part two with Dr. Shelley Rishal, OD, FOVDR, neuro optometrist, and what's the other piece of it? Fellow of optometric and vision development. Super smart, has done loads of training, and is super passionate about helping her patients in a holistic addressing the entire brain, body, and nervous system kind of way through what she does. And we're just going to talk about lenses, three things: lenses and prisms, tints, like TINTS, and vision therapy, which are sort of like major staples of how Shelley practices at Niwot Eye Care and Vision Therapy in Niwot, Colorado. So welcome, Shelley. Thanks for sharing even more with us today.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks for having me on for part two.
Yay! Do you want to start with lenses and prisms and just give us an overview of how you do that in the clinic?
Of course. So, in general, our treatment plan for patients entails either lenses, prisms, tints, and or vision therapy. How we prescribe glasses and prescriptions is much different than like a traditional kind of eye doctor practice. So instead of just prescribing like what gets you to 2020, we more so take into consideration how that lens or prism or tint impacts not only the eye posture but also the body posture and even emotions of the patient too. um, I guess I should start by saying like what a lens is. So basically what a lens does is there's different types of lenses depending on what kind of prescription you need. There's myopia, nearsightedness, which essentially is where you can see well up close but not far away. There's farsightedness, which is where you can see far away. Sometimes even far away is blurry too, though, depending on the amount of farsightedness. But in general, far away is a little bit clearer, and up close is even harder to see. And then there is astigmatism, which is basically just the front part of the eye, the cornea, instead of it being perfectly spherical and round like a basketball, where it's kind of the same curvature throughout, it's more like a football shape.
Hmm.
So there's a steeper part and a flatter part to the front surface of the eye. It's not good or bad to have astigmatism, it's just like a different shape to the eye.
Hmm.
Um, and based on these conditions, the light that enters your eye will either focus in front of the retina, the back of the eye, behind it, or with astigmatism, it could be like a mixture depending on what's going on.
Hmm.
Um, so essentially, lenses basically help to redirect light back on the retina so that it can be a clear image to be sent to the brain and so on and so forth. Um, but as I said in part one, there's also these posturing centers that also pick up on that light. And basically, different types of lenses can have different impacts, and same with prism. Um, so essentially, what's called plus lenses help to, well, first they help with like farsightedness in general, but these lenses help to really relax the body, the visual system. They open up your peripheral awareness. Um, there's also something called yoked prisms, which I guess I probably need to even talk about what a prism is. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, that was my next question. Wait, hold on. What's a prism? Like, what's the difference
Yeah.
between a prism and a regular lens?
Totally. So a prism redirects light, but it is a little bit different because it has a thicker part to it, which is called the base. and then it's almost like a little wedge-shaped optical device. So the thicker part is the base, and then there's like a skinnier part, which is the apex. And essentially, light basically enters the prism, and it's directed towards the base, but essentially you see the image shift in the direction of wherever that apex or the thinner side is.
Hmm.
So if I was holding up a prism and let's say it was like the base was towards my left, I would see an image move a little bit to my right. Um, but essentially, what prisms do is they redirect light and they can expand space, especially yoked prisms, where it's the same prism direction in each eye. So if it was like base left on this eye, it would also be like the base facing the left towards this eye, so that I would see everything kind of shift slightly right.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and for base down, I love base down. That's one of my favorites, but they're all important. The base down and plus lenses help to really relax the patient, and it can even slow heart rate down.
Wow.
Yeah, but I've had people put on those types of lenses or prisms and they are really anxious. They put them on and they're like, oh. And I literally can like see their body just like melt in the chair and they're like, oh, this feels a lot better. I feel more grounded. I don't feel as off balance or like unaware of where I am in my environment. Um, so prisms are pretty magical, lenses are pretty magical. It's much more than just like, can we get you to see clearly? Of course, that's also a goal, but
That's a
um,
given. That's the baseline, right?
yes, but there's also a lot of other factors that we look into when prescribing lenses and prisms. And sometimes clearer vision actually can make someone more uncomfortable. So it's kind of finding a balance of clarity and comfort for these patients.
That's interesting. So by
Yeah,
clearer vision, you mean like if you get them to 2020, that is that what you mean by clear vision? And then it makes them uncomfortable?
totally. There's some people that really don't respond well. It's like they feel like it's like the world is too HD almost.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Fascinating. And that, I mean, I can imagine why that makes sense. I bet you are like, this is because this is all the things happening in the brain. That's fascinating.
Essentially, the more blurred your central vision is, the more you rely on or emphasize that like peripheral vision, which is important for navigating space and understanding where you are and depth perception. But for more like fine depth perception, like very precise depth, of course, you still need 20/20 for that. But um, yeah, some people they like more of like a soft 20/20 or like a 20/25, and
Hmm.
that's just what's more comfortable for them, and it helps them navigate space better. So I don't always just like look at 20/20. I also look at how is the patient interacting with their environment and how are they feeling, and then I prescribe based on all of those things.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a what a beautiful sort of definition of holistic vision therapy versus just like, yeah. I can think of a couple of examples too where it's like, oh yeah, your range of motion is fine, but if that and that's based off of like 180 degrees, right? It's a number that and it's like, look at you, you're at 180, but if their other side goes to 195 because they're hypermobile or whatever, it's like you also have to contextualize this person's life and what feels good for their body. So love that so much.
But
Yeah.
that's actually another thing too is really getting to know the patient and understand what visual tasks they need to do in their day, because someone going to school is going to have a different task than someone that's like a delivery driver or a teacher or someone that works in the office 9 to 5. So really being able to understand our patients and what they need to be successful in their everyday lives visually is definitely what we take into account when prescribing too.
That's awesome. I love that so much. Very functional, very, just applicable to the individual instead of trying to package somebody into a protocol or a model that a lot of allopathic medicine ends up doing, unfortunately.
Totally.
Um, would you like to talk a little bit more about tints?
Yeah, of course. So tints, similar to Syntonics, except tints you can actually wear full time, or you can wear it as a clip on and like put it on your glasses sometimes in situations where it would be beneficial and then like take it off. But Syntonics typically are worn for up to like 20 minutes per day. Um, and tints are something that you can have prescribed, like I said, really as much as you want. Um, there's a lot of different tints out there, but the ones that we typically use at the practice are one's called FL41, which is kind of like a rose colored tint, and that can really help people with that fluorescent lighting, light sensitivity, or a lot of like the more dizzy kind of patients. Um, we also have a blue tint and a purple tint, which is more going into that parasympathetic nervous system, helps to open the periphery more. And those tints tend to help with people who have a lot of like headaches. Um, we also have a yellow tint, which can be helpful for glare and like light sensitivity, like more glare at
Hmm,
nighttime too. But also sometimes people just like it as like almost like a blue blocker to like soften the effect of the blue light from the computer screen. Um, and then we also have a special type of tinted lens called the Avilux lens. And that one has been clinically shown to help people with migraines. And
cool.
that one typically, or not typically, that one filters green wavelength of lights
Hmm,
only.
interesting.
Mhm.
Fascinating.
Yeah, so a lot of our concussion patients like that too. Like it doesn't have to be a migraine, like even people that just present with like similar type of symptoms as a migraine patient also really benefit from that one.
Gotcha. Very
Mhm.
interesting. And yeah, it's cool to differentiate between syntonics when, yeah, tints are like you would just wear it all the time potentially, or when you need to, and then syntonics is more of like a prescribed, like wear this for this amount of time per day. Yeah.
Right.
Mm, cool.
And
Cool.
they both tap into the nervous system, but I would say Syntonics has much more options available based on what the patient needs for their nervous system versus there's like more select tints um, where you can make it lighter or darker, but it's there's only like so many colors that we can offer there.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Interesting. Yeah. Very cool. Can you talk a little bit about vision therapy and like maybe um, what that would look like and how that works at your clinic?
Yeah, of course. So vision therapy, the easiest way I can put it is it's kind of like physical therapy for the eyes and the brain. So it's about strengthening the eye to brain connection. It's not like we're working on the eye muscles themselves. It's more so, like I said in part one, we're working on more of that like software system. So more of that processing of vision, integrating it with your central peripheral vision and all your other senses in your body so that you can function and navigate in your everyday life. So there's many different things we can do in vision therapy. We also use lenses, prisms, tint, um, like Syntonics through the session. There's also we have these little, it's called local focal, but it's like a little pen light essentially. It's like Syntonics, but it's not. It's more localized to like around the eye and around those like acupressure points around the eye. So we can treat certain visual conditions with those. Um,
Very cool.
Yeah. And vision therapy in itself, it's like, it's so, there's so much I could talk about where it's like hard to even know where to start.
Fair enough. Is
Yes.
there maybe like a way you could share a case or somebody who, without of course disclosing too many details, but just as just an example to ground it and land it, what a trajectory of vision therapy might have looked like for an individual?
Totally. It really depends on the patient and what they need most, which is why I love vision therapy so much because it's not like here is a recipe of what you need to do with each patient and this is what it's going to be for every single patient with this visual diagnosis. It's more so exploring in sessions where the patient is and what they need to get them to improve their visual skills from a standpoint where it's basically giving them activities that are new to their brain, so they have to learn and figure out how to use a new visual skill to be more efficient. But at the same time, you don't want to give any activity that's like way too hard or way too easy because that's not where learning happens. If it's too hard, people are like, I'm done, I don't care. Or they have a meltdown. If it's too easy, it's like, why are we here? We're not doing anything. We are just
Totally.
enforcing a skill you already have. So, really exploring how a patient uses their vision and meeting them where they're at, but also showing them, I would say it's like bringing an awareness to a patient of their visual system and showing them new experiences with their vision for them to learn, oh, I can actually do this, and this is how I can do it with my eyes. Um, and for me, the biggest thing is to always try to make my patient feel safe and like feel heard throughout the session so that they feel comfortable opening up to me. And there's no like right or wrong answer in therapy. It's just really what the patient experiences and helping guide them to learn more about their vision so they can improve it.
Amazing. Yeah, it sounds ultra customized, like very much you're treating the person in front of you. And that alone, I think, heals medical trauma that so many people that I see and you probably also see
Totally.
happens, right? It's like, oh, now I finally am at this place where they're actually listening to me. They're actually addressing these deficits that big surprise, not to us, but to many people, is coming from the nervous system. And this type of therapy, this type of approach is how we interface with the nervous system in a way that helps it to regulate and heal. So, so cool that you're doing such great work. Is there any last piece you want to share before we close out?
Um, I would just say that again, vision is more than 2020. um, if you are experiencing weird symptoms, definitely be seen by a provider who specializes. If you're here in Colorado, of course, you can come see me or Dr. Amy Chang. If we're too far from you, anyone with the title FOVDR after their name is excellent. And definitely advocate for the help you need to feel safe and feel comfortable being yourself and being able to do the activities that you need to do to thrive in life. That's
Beautiful.
what I'm with.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And where can people get in touch with you if they are interested in working with you or Dr. Amy? Can you share your website?
Yeah, of course. So the name of the practice is Niwet Eye Care and Vision Therapy. We have our website, and my email is Dr. period RACHAL at niwatvision.com. And Dr. Amy Chang's email should be the same thing except Dr. Dot. Um, Actually, I need to double check that before I
That's
say
okay. I think
that.
just directing people to your website, I think is perfect. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen here and enable people to see. It's www.niwatvision.com, and people can learn more about you guys. They can book an appointment. If you're a provider here, you can refer a patient. And then, um, yeah, there's a lot of education on this website, which is also pretty awesome. And then is there like a practitioner locator for someone who is a functional optometrist? Like, is there a website we can direct people to if they're not in Colorado?
Totally. So it would be FOVDR's website. It may
Okay.
still be COVD. We switched from that title to FOVDR, but they have a locate a doctor search on their website,
Okay,
and you
fantastic.
basically just yes,
Well,
you
it looks like
basically
this isn't it, but here we go. Look,
there we go.
locate.covd.org. Does that sound right? Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. So I just wanted to give people like, oh, if I want to find somebody that actually does this, because I would imagine some people are listening to this going, oh my gosh, this is so different than any of the vision support I've ever had. Uh,
Totally.
okay, super. So
And
located.
they have a lot of excellent resources too on their website about like vision as more than 2020.
Awesome. Fantastic. I'll drop this link below and your link to Niwat Vision below this video and anywhere that I'm posting this so that everybody can find the support they need and also great providers to refer to if the time comes where you have a patient you need to refer out. So thank you so much, Shelley, for such a great like deep dive.
Yes, thank you. I always enjoy talking with you.
Oh, and we might do another one sometime to do some more exploration of some of the cool tools and techniques that you use to support people. So everybody stay tuned for more of Shelley. Thanks so much, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye.